All right, welcome to our deep dive into Rawai condos. Seems like you're thinking about maybe moving to Phuket, and you're looking for that kind of perfect mix of modern living but with a relaxed beach vibe, right? So, is Rawai the spot for you? That's what we're here to find out. We've got a whole bunch of articles here all about Rawai condos, so let's dive in.
Yeah, let's get into it.
See if it lives up to all the hype.
I think you might be surprised. One of the first things that really stood out to me about Rawai was how the condos really seem to blend right into the natural beauty there. Like imagine walking out of your, stylish modern condo and being right there on the sand at Naiharn Beach. That's the kind of lifestyle we're talking about.
Wow, yeah. That sounds pretty amazing, actually. But before we get totally carried away with the beaches, let's talk about the condos themselves for a minute. What's the architectural style like in Rawai?
So think clean lines, real focus on functionality, and making the most of the space and the natural light. Developers there are going for a very contemporary aesthetic. Lots of open plan layouts, big windows, balconies that really kind of bring the outdoors in. Actually, they highlighted the Rawaiana North condo as a really good example of this. That kind of luxury meets perfect location kind of thing.
Oh, interesting. So they're not just like functional boxes, right?
Yes.
They're actually designed to be stylish and to really take advantage of all the natural beauty that Rawai has.
Exactly. It makes sense when you think about how much emphasis there is in Rawai on integrating with the natural environment,
Yeah, hold on.
like all those floor-to-ceiling windows, the balconies with incredible views. It's almost as if they're designed to help you just escape the hustle and bustle and really just soak in the beauty of Phuket.
Right. You had me at escape the hustle and bustle. But, part of me is also thinking about the practical side of things, too. What about the investment potential? What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, that's smart. You don't want just a gorgeous place to live, right? You want an investment that makes sense.
Exactly.
Well, Hawaii actually has a really strong rental market,
Yeah.
driven by tourists and expats. So you're looking at potentially high rental yields, which is great news, if you're thinking about generating some income from a property there. And actually, a lot of the condos offer rental management services as well, which takes a lot of the hassle out of being a landlord.
Well, that's helpful. So not just a dream home, a potential moneymaker, too. I like it.
Exactly. And another thing, property values in Rawai have been climbing steadily for years. And with, all the development and infrastructure improvements happening, that upward trend is likely to continue.
Okay, now you've got my attention for sure. One more thing, and I know this is important for a lot of people who are thinking about buying property abroad. What about freehold ownership for foreigners? Is that even possible in Rawai?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big draw for international buyers. And a lot of the condos in Rawai do offer freehold options. Basically, that means you have complete ownership of the property, which adds, that extra layer of security to your investment.
That's fantastic for anyone looking to make a more permanent move.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, one of the biggest perks of living in a place like Rawai has got to be the lifestyle.
Right.
I'm picturing myself lounging by the pool with a tropical drink. Do the amenities actually live up to all the hype?
Oh, they do. They definitely do.
Okay, so
We're talking like infinity pools overlooking the ocean, state-of-the-art gyms, luxurious spas. Some condos even have concierge services, to take care of all the little details. They're going all out to provide that extra touch of luxury and convenience.
wow. It's sounding more and more like paradise every minute. But here's the question. Is it all just about luxury? Or is there also like a sense of community in Rawai?
That's one of the things that really surprised me in the research. Rawai has a wonderfully diverse and welcoming community. There's always social gatherings happening, BBQs, events. It seems like people really go out of their way to make newcomers feel at home.
Oh, that's so nice. So it's not just fancy condos and beaches. It's actually about a sense of belonging, too. That's awesome. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty for a second. How easy is it to actually live in Rawai? Like, what about things like groceries, pharmacies, getting around?
Yeah, convenience is a huge plus for Rawai. You'll find supermarkets, pharmacies, banks, all the essentials, really just a stone's throw away. Plus, you're super close to the beach. And you're surrounded by a ton of great dining options, everything from, authentic Thai food to international cuisine. And if you ever need to head into Phuket town or Patong Beach, the connection is really easy.
So you're saying I can have my beachside paradise and my modern conveniences, too?
It really does seem to offer the best of both worlds.
I'm sold. Okay, so we've got a pretty good overall picture of Rawai now, but I'm curious about specific condo projects. Did any particular ones jump out at you from all the research?
Yeah, there are a few that caught my eye. There's one called the Tidal Rawai. It's right across from the Rawai Promenade, and it's incredibly close to Naiharn Beach, which is a big plus. Then there's La Belle de Rawai, which is all about luxury and those amazing sea views we were talking about. And for something a bit more budget-friendly, Rawai Condominium offers a really nice balance of elegance and affordability.
Those all sound amazing. Speaking of beaches, we've mentioned Naiharn a few times. What's so special about it?
Well, it's known as one of Phuket's most beautiful beaches, and for good reason. I mean, picture crystal clear turquoise water, white sand, lush greenery. It's like the perfect tropical paradise. And if you ever want something a bit quieter, a bit more secluded, there's a smaller beach called Yanui Beach that's just a short distance away.
Okay, stop. I'm already there. So picture this. I'm sold on Rawai, and I'm ready to start looking at condos. What's the real estate market like right now?
Well, Rawai's market is hot, hot, hot. It's the natural beauty, the lifestyle, the investment potential, all of that's drawing buyers from all over the world. Condos are especially popular. They really offer that perfect mix of modern living with, authentic Thai charm.
That's great to hear. But let's talk numbers for a sec. What kind of price range are we looking at for condos in Rawai?
Of course, prices vary depending on the size, the features, the location, but to give you a general idea, one-bedroom condos typically start around 5,513,064 THB. Two bedrooms are more like 11,159,875 THB. Three bedrooms will set you back around 18,000 THB. And for a spacious four-bedroom condo, expect to pay at least 23,937,500 THB. So, something for every budget.
Okay, that's helpful, thanks. Now, I'm always interested in what the future holds. Are there any new developments coming up in Rawai, or is it just, resting on its laurels?
Rawai is definitely not resting on its laurels. There are several new projects in the works, and one of the most exciting things is the focus on sustainability. Eco-friendly practices. It seems like developers are really committed to minimizing their environmental impact.
Oh, that's great. So it's not just about the beautiful beaches and the luxurious condos. It's about building a sustainable future for Rawai, too. That's really cool. But what about the condos that are already there? Are they getting on board with the sustainability movement?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of the existing condos are really stepping up their game. Things like solar panels to reduce reliance on the grid, LED lighting to conserve energy, and even some have smart home systems so residents can, manage their energy consumption better. It's definitely a positive trend.
It really sounds like Rawai is walking the walk when it comes to sustainability, not just talking about it.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just the condos themselves, too. They're also promoting a lot of eco-conscious initiatives throughout the whole community, encouraging recycling, making public transportation more accessible. They're even setting up community gardens. It's really about a more holistic approach, creating a sustainable lifestyle overall.
Love that.
Yeah.
It really does seem like Rawai is all about balance, doesn't it? Modern living, but in harmony with nature. Investment opportunities, but with a laid-back lifestyle. And a touch of luxury, but with a strong sense of community.
Yeah, it's a really special blend. It appeals to a lot of people, especially those looking for a more balanced way of life.
Okay, before we get totally carried away with the Rawai dream,
Yeah.
I think we should talk about some of the more practical aspects of buying a condo there. Are there any, legal things or anything that potential buyers should be aware of?
Yeah, that's a great point. Buying property in another country always comes with, its own rules and things you need to consider. In Thailand, there's a really important document called the Shonot. It's basically the title deed for the property. And it's super important to make sure that the Shonot is legit and that all the details are correct before you buy anything.
Got it. So the Shonot is like the key to owning property in Thailand. What about the buying process itself? Is it pretty straightforward, or are there any hurdles? Especially for foreigners.
Well, Thailand does have specific rules about foreign ownership of property.
Okay, yeah.
So it's really important to do your research and understand all the legal stuff. For example, foreigners usually can't own land outright in Thailand, but they can own condos under certain conditions, like through freehold ownership.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So understanding those regulations is key. What about financing? Is getting a mortgage in Thailand difficult for foreigners?
It can be a little different from what you're used to in other countries. Thai banks do offer mortgages to foreigners, but the terms and eligibility can vary. It's definitely a good idea to shop around, compare interest rates from different banks, and some developers even offer their own financing plans, which can be more flexible sometimes.
Interesting. So it sounds like having a good local real estate agent is pretty crucial, someone who really knows the Thai property market.
Absolutely. A good agent can, guide you through the whole process, help you understand all the legal stuff, negotiate on your behalf, make sure everything goes smoothly.
Right, right. We've talked a lot about the condos themselves and the practical side of buying a property in Rawai. But I'm curious about the people who have actually made Rawai their home. Did you find any stories or testimonials from people living the Rawai dream?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I came across quite a few stories from people who've lived there for a while, and they just rave about the peace and quiet of Hawaii. They talk about feeling like they're on a permanent holiday, surrounded by nature and a friendly community.
Ah, so nice. What about people who have just recently bought condos in Rawai? What are they saying?
They seem to be super happy with their decision. They love the mix of comfort and luxury, the convenient location, the welcoming atmosphere. Apparently, there are loads of community events and meetups, beach cleanups, cultural festivals. It really sounds like a place where people come together.
That's great to hear. It sounds like the reality of Rawai
Hmm.
really lives up to the hype.
Mm.
Okay, let's look ahead for a minute. What trends are shaping the condo market in Rawai? What can we expect to see in the coming years?
One of the biggest trends is the focus on technology and innovation. Developers are incorporating all sorts of smart home features, things like controlling the lighting, the temperature, security systems, all from your smartphone. It's all about convenience, efficiency, and making life easier.
So it's not just about luxury anymore, it's about smart living too. Are there any other trends you've noticed?
Another big focus is sustainable and eco-friendly design. We're seeing a lot more energy-efficient appliances, sustainable building materials, even rainwater harvesting systems.
Wow, Rawai really seems committed to a future where luxury and sustainability go hand in hand. But beyond the physical features, are there any broader lifestyle trends that are influencing things?
Yeah, definitely. People are really prioritizing wellness and community, and developers are responding to that. We're seeing condos with amazing fitness centers, yoga studios, spas, even meditation gardens. It's not just a place to live, it's like a place to really thrive.
Yeah, and I'm seeing more and more co-working spaces being added to condo developments too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It makes sense with, so many people working remotely these days and wanting a better work-life balance. People want to work from anywhere, but they still want that connection,
Hmm,
and a sense of community. So having a co-working space right there in their condo complex gives them the best of both worlds.
it really does. Rawai just seems to be ticking all the boxes for, what condo buyers are looking for these days. We've covered a lot in this deep dive. The mix of modern living with that beachside relaxation, the investment potential, the community, the focus on sustainability. What are your final thoughts? Do you think Rahway lives up to the hype?
I think it goes beyond the hype. It offers something really unique. It's a modern, comfortable lifestyle, but it's so connected to nature. There's a real sense of belonging and, genuine opportunities for investment and growth. It's not just a place to live, it's a whole lifestyle
I
choice.
love that. It's about a way of life, not just bricks and mortar. I always like to leave our listeners with something to think about, you know, a thought to take away with them. Based on everything we've learned, what would you say to someone who is seriously considering making Hawaii their home?
I'd say close your eyes for a minute and imagine this. You wake up to the sound of the ocean, you step out onto your balcony, and there's this incredible view of lush greenery and sparkling turquoise water. You sip your coffee, you feel the gentle sea breeze, and you realize this is it. This is where you're meant to be. Could that place be Rye for you?
Wow, what a beautiful image. Thank you so much for sharing all your insights with us. And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has given you a real sense of what Hawaii has to offer. The decision is ultimately yours. But we have a feeling Hawaii might just steal your heart.